Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the narcissist pushes everything until it breaks. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist pushes each and every relationship virtually until they break. Each and every narcissistic relationship does have an expiration date that I've mentioned so many times. But on top of that, the narcissist doesn't want to lay off the gas pedal. They want to continue to push people. They want to continue to pull people. They want to continue to manipulate people and to have people do their bidding for them. The narcissist will push people until their very threshold is crossed. And when that happens, usually it's the point of no return. That's when these people, which was you, I'm certain, and it is so many other people, that's when they finally get the message and they go no contact and block these people. Having said that, the narcissist will push each and everything. Think about the hobbies that the narcissist would partake in. Well, did they just pick up a hobby and do a little bit of it here and there for a couple days and then give up? Probably not. They probably went head first into it, and they probably experienced that hobby maybe for a month or two or three, but they did it religiously, very frequently, or maybe even years. And then all of a sudden that hobby got very boring. So the narcissists, remember, they get jaded and bored with people, with hobbies, with virtually anything, and then they threw that hobby away and then they picked up a new hobby. Because why did they pick up a new hobby? Most likely because the new supply probably turned them onto it, or there was something in it for them. Example, exercise. The narcissist at times wants to be in tip-top shape. Not always, but at times. Why do they want to do that? Well, probably to stay healthy, but also so they can attract other people by their physique. That is not exclusive to the narcissist. I'm just sharing with you that many times the narcissist will do things such as that. Same thing with their friend groups. The narcissist slithers into these friend groups under the radar, under the disguise of them being a kind, loving, healthy individual. And then what do? As soon as they infiltrate the friend group, which perhaps was your friend group that you introduced them to, now they start to figure out who is who and who has more value to the narcissist. In other words, does this person have a boat and a beach house and a Airbnb? And what does this person have? Oh, they just rent their property. They don't have much for me. Oh, what does this person have? They're about to inherit some money in a couple of years. Which one should I target? No, I know what I'll do. I'll target the first and third person, and I will throw the middle person under the bus. I'll drive a wedge between them and anybody that matters to them because I can, because no one will ever figure out what I'm doing. This is the life of the narcissist. They push and they push and they push until something breaks. That is why, using that friend group as an example, let's say that was your friend group. Okay, well, what happened there? You had that friend group for years, maybe even decades, and you introduced the narcissist to that friend group. And the narcissist infiltrated it, and they drove a wedge between you and your friends. And no one could ever figure out what happened, why those people weren't talking to you properly, or why they weren't calling you frequently, because they were pushing that relationship further and further and further until it broke, until you either were not a part of that group any longer, or until you decided to not participate with those people. Now, having said all of these things, there are times the person who is the target of the narcissist will have to really understand what is more important: keeping a friend group that no longer serves you and enduring the smear campaign, or walking away. Tough pill to swallow. That's just the way it works, though. When you understand that the narcissist will do anything they possibly can to take from you and infiltrate your life and turn it upside down until it breaks, then you understand that one more minute in any narcissistic relationship is 1 minute too long. That's how these people move. That's how they go from city to city, town to town, country to country, infiltrating other people's lives. And the narcissist wants to do a couple things. They want to watch people's lives implode. Now, each and every narcissist is different, just like each and every one of us are different human beings. Their narcissism is on a spectrum. Remember that. We all have a little bit of it in us. Some have more, some have less. But the narcissist, the people that really want to do the most damage are the people many times who know you the best, or who have figured out that you're a kind, loving, stable, healthy person, and they want to see you pay the price for being you. That's why they push these relationships until they break. Let's take marriage for a moment. Let's say you married the narcissist, or boyfriend, girlfriend, romantic relationship, but you're living under one roof. You don't have to be, but for this part of the video, you are. Well, what happens? Everything is going swimmingly. It's all puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies until you moved in together, or until those wedding bells that just rang a moment ago. Imagine, if you will, they were wedding bells, your wedding. And then what happened? The very next day, perhaps the energy of the relationship shifted because it now favored the narcissist, because they now knew that they had you locked down, or they knew that they had relocated you halfway around the world, or that you put a ring on their finger, or that you were about to have a baby, or that you are now reliant upon the narcissist. When they know they have you, that's when they really begin to ramp up the manipulation and the abuse that is meant for you to experience, mainly behind closed doors or in moving cars, or when it's just the two of you. You rarely see it, or not as often, I should say, see it in the general public, but it's there. That's what the narcissist does. They want to portray themselves to be one person to the general public and be somebody completely different behind closed doors. And that's why they fine-tune their skills. And that's why they continue to pepper people as much as they possibly can. And just when that person's about to break, if they need something from that person, they will lay off the abuse and they will give you a little love bomb or euphoric stage, or a little bit of fake happiness or fake love or fake empathy. And that's when you put your guard down and you say, wait, this person isn't that bad. Oh my gosh, this is good. I just had a couple days of a relatively stable relationship and it was actually fun. All right, here we go. Things are back on track. Not so fast. Next thing you know, as soon as you get comfortable, the narcissist can sense that. They have a sixth sense. And as soon as they realize that you're getting too comfortable, here we go again. You'll experience gaslighting, silent treatment, stonewalling, rage fits. You will be triangulated. You will be projected upon. You will be blame shifted. All the things that I speak about on the channel, you experience those and so many more. But these things are all the weapons of the narcissist. They are in the arsenal of the narcissist toolbox. They pull out whatever they want to, whenever they want to, because way back then, you didn't know that your relationship was going to break. You thought you were in a loving, stable relationship, and that was how you were meant to feel. You were meant to be at ease, and you were meant to believe in the mask. And then again, of course, a pivotal thing happened. A very big day in your life. Let's say you got married, example, or you moved in. That's when the narcissist knew that they had you, and that's when they knew that they would ramp up everything until that relationship broke. Now, earlier in the video, I did mention to you that each and every narcissistic relationship certainly has an expiration date. We know that by now. But the thing is, when you entered that relationship, you didn't have the wisdom. You didn't know what narcissism was, and you thought that you were going to be in a relationship, perhaps, with this person for the rest of your life. Maybe it was a friendship. Maybe it was your mom or dad that gave life to you, and you thought that they were one person, but then you realize, wait a minute, after 10, 20, 30 years, they're not changing. They're getting worse, and they keep on manipulating me. And what is this? This isn't life. This isn't how it's supposed to be. And then you get the light bulb moment, and you go down the rabbit hole of exploration and education, and you understand that things could have been so much better if you weren't in a narcissistic relationship, but you were in one, and or perhaps you still are in one. That's when you understand that every relationship with the narcissist gets broken repeatedly over and over and over again. These are what I call micro discards throughout the relationship. Think about how many times, let's say it was your mom or dad was the narcissist or is the narcissist, how many times they would triangulate you with your own siblings. Perhaps you are the white sheep or the black sheep of the family, the person that kept the glue of the family together. You were the one who was wanting to get together with the family and celebrate events and birthdays and holidays, but your siblings didn't quite want to do that. Why? Because they saw your beautiful, bright, shining light, and they did not want you to shine. They wanted to break you and to break any relationship that you would be and or were a part of. That's what they do. They love to watch people squirm. They love to watch people's misery. It fuels them. The narcissists get supply in positive fashions or negative fashions. And again, my take is they prefer negative supply from somebody that they can capture and can repress and keep them under the thumb of the narcissist. What that means is if you are an empath or a beautiful, bright, shining light, and you're a person who was contributing to the betterment of other people, which included the narcissist, what you were doing is you were giving to a fault. And you did the best you could for that relationship, but the narcissist knew who you were way before you knew what narcissism was. So it was advantage narcissist the whole time until you've got the light bulb moment and you figured out, wait, things aren't changing. My brother or sister or sibling, they're not changing, they're getting worse, and now I can't even see their kids. I'm being alienated. Maybe you're the aunt or the uncle. Maybe you're the grandfather or grandmother. Maybe you're the mom or dad and you can't see your kids or grandkids or great-grandkids. This is the sign of narcissism. It doesn't mean it is, but what it does mean is if you're in a stable, kind, loving, healthy relationship with another person and they had children, you should be able to see the children, you would think. But no, these people, i.e. the toxic people, they know that you want to see the kids or the grandkids or the great-grandkids, so they will make sure that they don't allow you to see them, and that will hold you a hostage It will hold you a prisoner, if you will, in your mind, wondering if the kids are okay or the grandkids are okay. And you will be slowly, it will not be a fun place to be. But the narcissist knows what they're doing. The narcissist is calculated, they're manipulating, they're cunning, they're cruel. They are very, very wicked with their plans. And the narcissist 100% has a plan in place when they're trying to draw up the smear campaign or isolate people, which includes the smear campaign, post-narcissistic relationship. Yes, I know I said that twice. What that is, think about what the smear campaign really is. It's when the narcissist knew that that relationship was going to break at a certain point, usually around a holiday or a birthday or a illness or the loss of a job or the loss of a loved one, etc. And they had been lining up the people, i.e. the flying monkeys and all the people to grab their popcorn to watch another person's life implode. They were lining up all these people and sprinkling in untruths about what was happening in that relationship for years, sometimes even decades, until what happens? Boom, the discard happens or the ending of the relationship takes place. And now the person who was in the relationship with the narcissist but didn't know that, now they are left, then they're thrown to the wolves and they're isolated and all by themselves, and they cannot figure out what has just happened and why their support system has blown up and why no one's calling or checking in on them, or why no one's knocking on the front door or saying, hey, are you okay? What's going on? Can I do something for you? Can I help you out? Are you good? You don't get those things because the smear campaign has been well underway, sometimes throughout a lifetime, specifically if you married into the, if you were born into the narcissistic relationship, you were probably being smeared very early on if you're a sibling of one of these people. But all of these things are because the narcissist knows that they're going to break the relationship. And they break relationships over and over repeatedly. How many times have you, when you were in the relationship or post, did you have to block or unblock a toxic person? Probably multiple times, because you would block them. Let's say it's your sister, brother. You would block them. Hey, I can't do this. I can't give you any more money, or I can't be there for you, or I can't give you a ride, or I can't put a roof over your head. And then they would break you down, and they would come at you, or maybe call you from a phantom phone number, or send you an email from a different address, and you click on it and you read it, and you think that they're really in dire straits or they're having a tough time, so you unblock them, you talk to them, they get close to you again, you put a roof over their head, and the cycle just goes around and around. This time you fell for it one more time. If you have to block somebody and unblock them, and block them and unblock them, and block them and unblock them, that is a sign of a relationship that is not being broken, it's already broken. And you should not be wanting to fix that relationship. Yes, I understand if you're caught up in the trauma bond, that's a whole different thing, and you're breaking the cycle is a whole different challenge. That's not for this video. This video is to let you know is that the narcissist puts pressure on relationships until they break, and that is what drives the narcissist. They want to watch other people's lives implode. They want to parental alienate people. They want to triangulate people, to gaslight people, to use the smear campaign against people. They want to give the silent treatment to people. They want to gossip. They want to spread untruths or falseness about other people. The narcissist is hollow, they're empty, and they're shallow. There's nothing to these people. They are just people who want to mimic back to other people who have worked their whole lives to get where they are and have done the proper thing and played by the rules and have the ability to love and have empathy and kindness and want to grow together as a human. The narcissist wants nothing other than to destroy. They want to accumulate people. They want to accumulate broken hearts. They want to accumulate broken relationships. They want to accumulate wealth and assets. They want to accumulate as much as they possibly can because these people believe life is a game. I'm talking about the narcissist. They believe it is a game of accumulation. And one more relationship that they can break is one more notch on their belt. This is how they go through life. And this is exactly what they do. That's why, again, before I close the video, when you entered the relationship, you didn't know what you were up against. You didn't know that this person was actually trying to tear you down, not trying to build you up. You now know that it was quite the opposite, that they were trying to tear you down. They were not trying to build you up because the narcissist cares about one person, and it is not you, it is themselves. And they will put the gas pedal down on any relationship that they deem worthy of doing so. They do it with their own children, they do it with their parents, they do it with their siblings. How many times have you seen a person not communicate with their own sister, and then after a year or so they come back and talk with them, or maybe their brother, and it goes back and forth and back and forth? That's because the one person has wised up and they say, no, I need to block them. I can love them from afar, but I can't have them in my life any longer. And then the toxic person will break them down eventually, or come at them from a place of vulnerability, fake vulnerability if you will, or the victimhood, and they will say, okay, well, maybe they have changed, you know what, I guess. And the other person who blocked them, which was you perhaps, you have a shorter memory. You're trying, you don't remember all the toxicity. You remember a lot of it, but you remember some of the good times too. Again, that's by design. Then when you unblock them, they come at you from a place of vulnerability, or they've changed. And then here we go again. The cycle continues. The cycle will always continue, unfortunately, but it must continue without you, because you now understand what you've been through in the relationship was very, very challenging, to say the least. And you should not ever accept a Hoover or any correspondence from any narcissist or any toxic person if you can avoid it. Once you get the wisdom, you need to apply the wisdom, and you need to go no contact and block these people. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. And this is a nice dusk video for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I really love doing it. Keep this in mind before I close the video. The narcissist will push every relationship they possibly can to the brink until it breaks. And yes, will they recycle people? Yes, they will. And I'm not referring to exclusively romantic relationships. I'm talking to siblings, to children, to moms, to dads, to friends, to business associates. They will continue to recycle people, because until those people wise up and get the wisdom, because they believe that they're smarter than those people. They believe those people will never figure out who they are. Those people, they believe those people do not have the ability to see behind the mask, and they believe those people are naive and weak. That is not what you are. You are a beautiful, bright, shining light, and you've gone through something that most people don't go through. You now have the ability and the superpower, which is speaking the same language as myself. So you need to understand that many people on the planet do not have your best interest at heart, no matter what they say, and actions speak louder than words. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, guys.